welcome back to The Huddle, the Alliance Review's weekly video high school football show. I'm Executive Editor Rob Toder, joined as always by Sports Editor Mike Brown. And Mike, week 5 of the high school football season, it's hard to believe we're at the halfway point of the season already, and we're deep into the heart of conference play. Let's start with the Northeastern Buckeye Conference. Maybe the most intriguing game is Minerva at Louisville. Minerva coming off the win over Canton South, and they're 1-0 in the league. Louisville with a tough loss against Marlington, they're 0-1. But this is a rivalry game, and anything can happen.
Those have been some great matchups between the Leopards and the Lions over the years. What you have is contrasting styles in that game, too. You have Louisville with that great air attack and Minerva with the great running attack with Jake Riley at quarterback. So that should be another really good game. I can't tell you who's going to win that game. And those are the kind of games you like to go to. You don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, two really good quarterbacks in there, Joey Duckworth from Louisville, and as you mentioned, Jake Riley from Minerva. I think we're blessed with some really good quarterback play so far in the early part of the season.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got, I think we have 3 or 4 really good quarterbacks who are probably getting close to 1,000 yards passing already through 4 games.
Also, the Northeastern Buckeye Conference, West Branch goes to Carrollton, and this is an intriguing matchup. West Branch can score points. They've scored over 130 points in just their last 3 games, and they're going to Carrollton, who's 4-0, and against the schedule that's probably not been as demanding as some folks might think, but they have won the games that they needed to win impressively, and they've done so. And so it's going to be an interesting game, I think, down there as well.
That really will be. And you have West Branch, who's, their first 3 games, those opponents now are combined 12-0, and West Branch lost those 3 games and played Alliance last week and got their first win. But you look on paper, that game looks like a mismatch, but I don't think it is because of West Branch's tough schedule so far. And Carrollton, like you said, didn't maybe play as tough a independent schedule early on, so it's hard to gauge that game. But I think that's a game where you have 2 teams that are scoring about between 45 and 50 points a game, so there's going to be a lot of fireworks come Friday night.
Yeah, I think one thing, if you're a West Branch fan, you can probably count on, you're going to need to take a lunch or some sort of snack because those games are lasting about 3 hours. There's a lot of points being scored by the Warriors.
Absolutely.
Canton South at Alliance, they're going to face off, and Canton South coming off the loss to Minerva, as we said. Alliance coming off the tough loss against West Branch. Definitely Alliance is going to have to shore up that kick coverage unit, and that was the difference in that football game. But the Aviators showed that offensively they're coming around.
Yeah, they scored the most points they have in any game last week against West Branch. So the offense is coming. The defense is still a work in progress, but they're young, and they're going to get better as the season goes on. This is a game where I think Alliance, if it brings its A game, it can hang with Canton South because I don't think Canton South has played near the schedule Alliance has so far. And if Alliance, like I said, brings its A game, I think they could make that a pretty good ball game come Friday night.
Yeah, Wildcats fans are feeling pretty good about their team this year, and that's going to be a tough test for the Aviators. The other game, really a mismatch probably, Marlington at Salem. Salem's really been struggling under first-year coach Ron Johnson. He's starting a lot of underclassmen. By underclassmen, we mean freshmen and sophomores. And this Marlington team, that win over Louisville last week is going to give them a lot of confidence moving forward.
Oh, Marlington, like I said, I've been saying all year, I think they're the best team in the area this year. They've got the whole package. There's no weaknesses on that team. DeMonte Thomas just continues to turn aheads with his play on both sides of the football. Salem's really young, so on paper that's a real mismatch, but you never know. But, I think Marlington is really rolling right now, and I think they're well on their way to a playoff spot come 6 weeks from now.
Yeah, so big week ahead. We've got some games in the Inter-Tri-County League. South Range is at United. Both of those teams won their league openers last week. Sebring's got another tough home game against Columbiana. Columbiana moving down to Tier 2 in the ITCL this year, and they've always been a contender for those Tier 1 championships. And the Clippers always with a great running attack, and they're going to provide a big foe for Sebring this week.
Yeah, this is another tough game 2 weeks in a row. Sebring went to Southern and got beat by a really good Southern team last Friday night, and they turn around. Sebring will be at home Friday night, but Columbiana and Bob Spade has been over there for years, turned out great Clipper teams, and this is another one. And Sebring's going to really have to play well Friday night to hang in that ball game.
Yeah. Also in the ITCL Tier 2, Leetonia at Western Reserve. Both those teams are 1-0. Western Reserve coming off a big win over their rival, McDonald. A lot of trash talk going on in that series last week. And then in the Portage Trail Conference in the County Division, Southeast and Windham are both 1-0 in the league, and that game's going to be at Windham. And Mogadore visits Waterloo. So Waterloo, again, kind of in the same boat as Sebring, having a tough start to the year, and it doesn't get any easier with facing the Mogadore Wildcats. So that's the schedule for this week. We'll hope to see you at his stadium. Make sure, again, you play Pigskin Picks so you can win great prizes. Pick up a copy of Monday's Alliance Review. And if you get the picks in by Friday, you're eligible for a lot of great prizes. And also make sure you check out Saturday's Alliance Review for coverage of all these games. And also the review.com will have video of selected contests as well. So hopefully we'll see you at his stadium.